Hello everyone, my name is Clentus and welcome to the Clan. So without further ado, let's get into this video. But before we get into the video, please give me that like, guys. It's very important that you give a video a like because the like button is connected with the algorithm, and when the algorithm is triggered when you click the like button, it goes and fetch more honorable members of the clan. And when they do come, hopefully they are coming with the two IQs that can rub them together so they can spark their own opinions, speculations, or whatever they understand about what's going on in the Gauteng High Court, particularly in Judge Rata's courtroom. Speaking of which, let's go to the Gauteng High Court, and this morning, what a mess. Wait, guys. Even though the SABC was quite late in giving us whatever that Baloyi was doing on the floor, but as you were listening, I did give you guys a clip of what Baloyi was doing on the floor when he was presenting to the court. I don't know, but if I understand English correctly, I know I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a judge, I'm not a legal expert, all that stuff that 30% they say to us. But wasn't that submission of it? Let me put it this way. Is this not stuff that you submit in a pre-trial? Secondly, I was quite surprised at Rata that he didn't see Advocate Timnisi's angle about making the suggestions that he made, which were brilliant, by the way, excellent suggestions, because these are the suggestions that you do where? Pre-trial. If you are not going to agree with each other on some few things that the state is going to be tabling before the judge, that this is our case, these are the documentation that we've disclosed to the defense, and these are whatnot and whatnot not. Should there be any other developments while the trial is ongoing, then I want to put it on record. Or is it on record? If it's a pre-trial, I'm not quite sure what happens there. But at least let the defense know that during the trial, there might be a possibility that there are going to be outstanding documentation that are going to be submitted, and then we will resubmit them to the defense and the judge. But no, the judge takes the bite or the bait, and then I saw Mrs. smiling a little bit like, I think he knows where he's going to use this suggestion, because at the end of the day, this judge needs to be exposed, and I think it's going to expose the judge should they appeal this matter, because some of us believe that there's already a judgment and it's a guilty verdict on the man that stand accused of killing Senzo Mayo on the 26th of October 2014. So they are going to use exactly what transpired in court today, that 9 months into the trial, the judge sits and listens to pre-trial admissions. The same judge, like I said in my video, was it a video or a live that I did on Sunday, that this very judge gave a huge guilty trip speech to the defense, basically telling them, how dare you accuse the Mr. Baloyi of being dishonest. Those are the words that you use, I remember. The word dishonest, it's Rata who used it. You accuse a man who's built his career for years and years and years, and here he was, quite like a church mouse, while Baloyi was busy submitting new evidence. And what I found really daring of Baloyi is submitting or sending these requested documents from the defense, sending them at 11 p.m. the night before the court sits at 10. And he has the audacity to tell Advocate Shololo not to sleep. So meaning that he's going to submit, or he's going to send these requested documents, but please, whatever you do, don't sleep, go through them so that you are ready in the morning. And he still has the audacity, after he has submitted his pre-trial documents and new evidence, to say, well, I assume that the defense is ready so we can proceed. I'm like, wait a minute. When did they consult? Did they also tell their clients in jail not to sleep so they can consult the entire night? Aye, Baloyi. And the judge says nothing. Now let's talk about the judge before I go any further, because there's a lot that I want to talk about. His demeanor. Is it because, yeah, my South Africans, I'm nigangile. Oh, you rendered a whole judge to shut up on the bench and actually listen to what the defense has to say. You know what Mr. Mgomezulu was submitting on record? Rather would have shut him down. He wouldn't even able to go as far as saying the state is dishonest. He would not have done that. He did twitch a bit and says dishonest. And then I saw, maybe it was a cue for Baloyi to get up and say, I take offense to that, or I take an exception to that. I know English is not our mother. I'm like, what other word should we put it? If you're there's no any other word for being dishonest in English or in any other language for that matter. What are you talking about? Are you patronizing Mr. Mgomezulu, who was saying blatantly to your face that you are dishonest? Advocate Mshalolo came and kind of doubled down on the word dishonest, and he still took offense to that. And then after that, Mr. Mshalolo was like, okay, the state is honest. And the judge asked, are you being sarcastic? Then if you are being sarcastic towards the defense, how is the defense supposed to answer? Because they will have to be sarcastic too and say, yeah, no, you are honest. You're giving me these documents last night, 11th hour before we sit in the court. Other documents you are giving us this morning, and you are honest, right? Okay, let's go with the line of honesty, because that's how the law allows that the state must disclose documents well into the trial, which, by the way, this trial is unfair. I think that is what Mr. Mgomezulu was basically saying, that he thought, to get into the bad side of the judge, let me just say dishonest. It's not going to work, because at the end of the day, I still believe there is a relationship going on between the judge and the state. And he has demonstrated this way too many times for us not to see it. You have to be seriously blind not to have seen that. But you can be blind and have ears. And when you are blind and you are hearing, you'll be like, I do not think this makes sense. Is everything okay out there? The answer is no. The judge is biased. The judge is working with the state, in my opinion. And he did not reprimand Baloyi for that. Baloyi is submitting new evidence. No, the judge doesn't ask him, what does the law say? What does the law say? He doesn't ask Baloyi that. Absolutely none. I remember as well during trial within a trial where the judge, or maybe the state, did submit to the court that other evidence, as they are busy investigating, will be submitted, and they will be moving along with them. Not in the main trial. So why in the main trial now is being treated like the trial within a trial, and now we are having new evidence? Evidence, by the way, that was cooked, in my own opinion, by hosts. Now, I'm very much on the side of the defense. I forgot to say this. Defense. The defense worked together beautifully. This is how I like to see it. Them working together as one. And they came for Baloyi. They came for Baloyi. You know what they say? If you want the owner to come out, Trapa Inja. I'm not going to say in English because Trapa Inja, the owner, will come out. And the judge, the way he was scratching himself, you could tell that he wants to come and say, how dare you talk to my son like that? But somewhere up there, somebody said, listen, you are giving the ruling party a bad name, because, of course, if you go into the SABC live chat, people somehow are attributing all of this to the governing party. And other people are saying, I ain't voting the governing party because the Rata and Baloyi are part of it. So I am assuming somebody from Lutuli House went to the JSC head, which is Mr. Zonda, and said, listen, we are in an election season, and what's going on in the North Gauteng High Court is not working in our favor. Can you get your judge in a straight and narrow to listen? That's what was playing in my head. That is why he was behaving in the manner in which he was behaving, because He has been told, I believe, before, maybe by Judge President, dude, the public is making a noise. And then he will behave for like one day, and the next day he comes back as the Rata we've always known him. But maybe I think it's coming from the top. You know, that top. The top being like, I know the top is not allowed to interfere with the judiciary, but they are in an election season, and this is not looking good for them. This case is what do you call that? Is a yoke on a donkey's back, and they are like, can you please? That is why he was even willing to go as far as saying, yeah, on the 13th, let's postpone to the 13th. I'm like, 2 weeks, at least the governing party will have some breather to re-win anybody that has decided not to vote for them on the 29th because of this judge. And I was like, that is quite smart. This is me thinking. Me and my IQs, guys, my IQs, you know them. They're like this. I'm like, no, this got nothing to do with Senzo Mayor murder trial. This has everything to do with the political season right now. And it's not playing in the hands of the governing party in winning votes. It's not. That's my opinion. Because on the 13th, how far are we into the 29th to do any other damage by this judge for the governing party? Think about it. Just think about it. It was something that was like, why does this doesn't taste good in my mouth? Blah, blah, blah. Because, okay, it's not like these advocates, they actually need all that time. He's giving also time for the state to buy. I don't understand people who say, that defense, they need more time. The defense don't need any time. The defense just wants documents to be submitted as a whole so that they are able to consult as a whole and able to represent their clients as a whole, not in piecemeals. As I call it, drips and drapes. No, that's not what they're looking for. They want a fair trial. It's unfortunate this is not a fair trial. The fact that Rata can behave in the manner in which he did today, it shows that this whole thing is a charade. It's a charade. And I've always said that Rex versus Hapworth, the 1928 case, it was a way of manipulating the defense to toe the line when the judge does. Why is he not using the same one on, what's his name, on Baloyi? Because Baloyi is playing games. A trial is not a game. But here, Balo is able to get away with it. And nobody is quoting Rex versus Hapworth, 1928. Nobody is doing it. So, I don't know, guys. The client did say in the live on Sunday that Section 205 doesn't exist. If they do exist, it's irrelevant. Now, tell me why we are having, 205s post-2014. 4 years later. How is that related to the death of Senzo Mayor on the 26th of October 2014? Why are we getting evidence of the 2018 and 2021? How is that evidence places the 5 men that stand accused of killing Senzo Mayor in the Kumalo house on the 26th of October 2014? How is that done? I agree with Mr. Gomezulu that this is to rebut the alibi or the alibis of the accused. And the alibis is just they're bringing the 2018. They're bringing 2018. They're not bringing the 205s of 2014. That's what we are looking for. 2014 Section 205s. Now we also want the Section 205s of the people that were with Senzo Mayor on the 26th of October 2014 in Fosloras, the Kumalo house. The state does not have that information. So that is why they're going to sneak and snack and do all these things that at the end of the day, you're asking yourself, but how does that relate to what we are here for? I could not stop laughing when I heard Mr. Gomezulu saying the 205s, they are in regards to taxi violence. I was like, hey, wait. We are in the Senzo Mayor murder trial. We are now in some taxi violence, not. Even if somebody's phone number was what, please don't give us 2018, 205s. Probably those 205s themselves, they've already seen their day in court with accused number three's case, which is now serving 15 years for. The one with the bullet head that was found behind a glass jar in the Khumalo house. Yet the first responders did not see that. So my question is, how many people that are serving prison terms, I'm talking long prison terms, for crimes they did not commit, prosecuted by Baloyi? I think those people need to appeal their cases, get some lawyer who's going to do it like a nice, I don't know what you call it, not class action, that's a lawsuit. Like, who's going to represent all of them? Because something is not right. Something is not right. And this is a habit. I think it's a habit of Ratas to be friends with the state and protect the state. And I think it's also Balo's habit that if he comes across a case where maybe families are giving pressure to the MPA to find and prosecute the person that may have taken their loved ones, and then they go and find somebody that may look like a criminal, profile them, and then smear a case against them and send them to prison for life. Not Advocate Ngumalo saying, I ain't get nothing. I did get something, but not everything that I've asked for. And there was a point where I was laughing. In fact, I even said it, where Baloyi was telling the judge that I can't remember whose number it was. I think maybe accused number 3 or 4's number. And then after consulting with the client, he came to him and said, hey, yeah, he's confirming this number. Mr. Mieke, deny it. Already you are working together. But I always deny things. When they agree with him, he comes on the floor and tells the court, well, and then the defense is left like, what? Mieke did him right. He said, nah, I did not consult with him. I did not go and tell him anything. I think Mr. Shololo was lenient when she said this is a trial by ambush. I wanted her to say, this is an unfair trial. What the state is doing is tantamount to an unfair trial when the judge is actually accepting everything, new evidence included, by the state. That's where she should have gone. Just say it loud and clear that the accused are experiencing a prejudiced trial, possibly a prejudiced judge. You know, go for the jugular. Go for the jugular. You guys are doing great. I love that you are doing this. Amazing job that you guys are doing. So, of course, Advocate Tim Nisi then made another suggestion that they should take an adjournment so that they can go discuss and come up with some ways on how to mitigate these 13 weeks. These 2 weeks that the judge is suggesting. Again, I still feel like the state is being given the opportunity of time to go dig other things that is not part of this trial. I've always said this, that the reverse psychology that Baloyi plays on the defense and say they are the ones who needs the time. When they need the time, is because of what, Mr. Baloyi? Is it not because you're the one who come with drips and drabs of documentation that you introduce new evidence on? That is why now it's making sense why Mukhola is sitting in the courtroom. So that when she hears new evidence or hears something that is said on the stand, she goes and go cook new evidence and bring it to Baloyi. It's making sense. Why she's in court. Why not fighting crime? Because she needs to listen what the defense is putting on the table, and if they don't have that now, she will be busy writing all that information, cooking it right there in front of the court. The shame in front of Lady Justice. She might be blind, but that doesn't mean she doesn't have intuitions. So after about 30 minutes, they came back and suggestions were made. Advocate Tim Shololo then gave all those suggestions to the court of things that they agreed on. Of course, they agreed in the postponement of the trial. However, on Monday, they want to come back to court and give report of what they discussed. You know, like a pre-trial sort of thing. Pre-trial. So they'll sit down, make some agreements, come with definitive terminologies on all this documentation. Have they been submitted by the state? So that there will be no surprise documents and ambushing that will take place going forward once the court starts again. And I'm telling you, we're going to be hearing new evidence being submitted by Baloyi. So, of course, on Monday, Mr. Mgomezulu said he will not be present in court because it's going to be in the labor court. And, well, I don't know why Rata thought that upahlukile, meaning like he had a slip of a tongue as to who was going to stand in his place on Monday. He was like, no, my tongue didn't slip. I knew what I was telling you. So, of course, the court adjourned until the 6th of May 2024, where we are going to be hearing what exactly was discussed amongst the state and the defense. Has Balo, I might as well say Rata, has Balo submitted or disclosed all documentation or requests by the defense so that we can move forward. But most importantly, the defense needs to consult with their clients. So I think the 13th is going to be a thing, but I still think that thing is a mind game to the defense so that, the governing party can recover from the loss because of this trial. I do see it in the SABC live chat. People are like, oh, this trial, oh, this smells the, that party name I don't want to mention in my channel. And I'm like, okay, if that's what people feel or how they feel, that's how people feel. And you can't tell people how to feel and how to think. Whether that is true or not true, remember, politics is about not perspective. Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. I had a little bit of a blank there. Politics, as far as I understand it, it is about perception. So if people are perceiving that this trial is attributed to a certain party, then of course that party will have to stand up and defend itself. And because it's a governing party, it has all the resources and is connected with all the arms of government, possibly they may even have a comrade relationship with whomever is in charge of the judiciary and say, hey, listen, I'm not telling you what to do with your job, but hey, the judge down there in the North Gauteng High Court in the Senzo Mayor murder trial is really doing a number on our image, and we need votes. I don't know. That's just me thinking and my IQs. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. But other than that, guys, if you like the video, give it a like. If you didn't like the video, give it a like. Anyways, do subscribe to my YouTube channel and don't forget to click the bell notification so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much to everybody that's supporting this channel with super thanks and supporting the channel financially. Thank you so very much. The reason why I'm screaming and rushing is because I have a live on my other channel, Clances on Business. If you're interested, you can come there. We talk nothing but business, money, and all that sort of stuff. I'm going through a 30-day challenge, and today is day 2, even though I accidentally deleted my first episode. Oh my goodness, editing sometimes is a nightmare. But other than that, guys, please leave a comment down below. What did you think of what happened today in the North Gauteng High Court? Do you agree with what's going on? Do you agree about the 13th of May? I don't. Personally, I don't. I really don't. I think the defense needs to give a definitive time as to whether they need a week. I would say give them a week, so that we can move. Already, this particular trial is caught with its pants down. It's an unfair trial. The state is dishonest. Other than that, guys, please share this video far and wide, and I'll see you next time with a new video. Goodbye.